Lauren's Hangry Balls. Yep, that's the name of this recipe. Good morning, guys. I woke up feeling much better than yesterday. Yesterday's vlog, which you have already seen, hasn't gone up yet, so I don't know what your guys' reaction to it is, but I was hesitant about leaving everything in, but I felt like it was the right thing to do for me. That's what's happening. We got a lot of condensation happening on our windows here. So today's looking pretty dang smoggy, and my app basically told me, you don't want to breathe the air outside. Take our word for it. Stay indoors. So I'm like, do I have to? I was actually planning today to take the subway, bike to the subway station, then take the subway to the Olympic Park, just because I want to see what the Bird's Nest building looks like. Like, I literally want to go look at the building and then come home. I'm not sure, because of the smog. Because the visibility is going to be really bad. But I need to do some dishes so that I can eat some lunch. It's like 11:20 right now. Just finished editing the vlog. And I'm going to have some leftover fried rice for lunch. I'm like afraid to hold these, but I'm going to do it for you guys. They look like little aliens. I'm going to have some rambutans. Rambutans? I heard that when you peel them open, they look like lychee on the inside and they taste very similar. So we're going to try these. She said haucher, which means good to eat. So I believed her. So I got like a bunch of them. They creep me out though, honestly. We'll see how that turns out. I'm gonna get to eating. I haven't had anything to eat. My stomach's a-grumbling. Okay, I'm gonna try opening it and we'll see how this goes. I'm literally scared of it. How the hell do you get into it? Oh, this is weird. This is a lot different than a lychee. Well, the inside looks similar, but the outside feels very different. Oh, it's like a little egg. Interesting. Kind of tastes like that sugar apple thing I tried in my exotic fruits taste test video. The flavor is really similar. Oh, sweet, very sweet. Still kind of scary looking. I don't know. Let's just leave these here. Let's do this right now while we still have time. I want to go get tofu because I really want to make tofu for dinner tonight. Found really good tofu at the market. Not the one I usually go to, but the one in the park that I showed you guys. I was like, there was a video like discovering a massive market, and it's that one. And they close at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I want to go there right now and get some stuff, and let's go. This is totally crazy. I kind of love it though. I had to get mangoes, of course. And then I got garlic chives, 2 kwai. This is huge. A big block of delicious, silky tofu. For those of you who don't like tofu, you're like, why are you so excited about tofu? You know what? I like tofu. Especially good quality Chinese like market tofu. Good. Peppers, 1 kwai. Snow peas, usually kind of expensive, 15 kwai. Way cheaper than normal. An onion, 1 kwai. Oyster mushrooms, 10 kwai. A lot of cauliflower. I think this was little kwai. 6 kwai. Crazy. $1 for all this cauliflower. I'm being super productive right now. I am doing a load of laundry. I did a light sweep on the house. I did the dishes. I clipped my nails, which always feels good. Life hack. Don't forget to clip your toenails. Now, I am going to make something called Lauren's Hangry Balls. And what those are vegan energy balls. The main ingredients are peanut butter, oats, and coconut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the clip that I put together about how to make these right now. Hello and welcome to another episode of Lauren's Drunk Kitchen. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually only like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not drunk. I actually just did that for dramatic effect. Basically, I kept having these moments at home where I was super hangry. Because I grew up on Western food, my idea of like a quick snack is a little bit different than a Chinese person's. So in order for me to go get a quick snack, I have to go down to 7-Eleven, which is actually not super close. So I kept hitting these points where I was so hangry that I was just like, why? So I started doing some searching on Pinterest for some vegan energy balls. Basically all an energy ball is it's like primarily peanut butter, so it's got a lot of fat and a lot of protein, knocks you out of being hangry. So it's supposed to be really filling, really fast. So I kind of created this recipe on my own, and I'm going to show you how to make it today. Lauren's Hangry Balls. Yep, that's the name of this recipe. I swear I'm gonna get a Gorilla Pod soon. I have my camera propped up on my frickin' water bottle right now. But we're gonna do this. What do you need for Hangry Balls? Salt. This is kind of optional. But required for Lauren's Hangry Balls is decimated coconut. So let me show you what it looks like. It's basically coconut that has been heavily dried out and is now just flakes. So this is the kind of stuff that you normally like put on top of cookies at Christmas time or whatever. You can make fake snow for a gingerbread house. It's not shredded sweetened coconut. I'm just gonna throw that in there for now so we don't waste it. The last dry ingredient you need is oatmeal. These are technically instant oats. I don't cook them beforehand. I just throw them on in. As long as the oats are clean and okay to eat, it really doesn't matter. Just go for the texture that you prefer. I think instant is probably preferable to a lot of people, but be aware that they are not going to be heated up in any way. This recipe calls for maple syrup, but I am a cheapo and I just create my own type of maple syrup-ish thing from brown sugar and boiling water. And the most important ingredient, crunchy peanut butter. Unless you don't like crunchy peanut butter, you can always use creamy, up to you. You could use almond butter, cookie butter, whatever you want. I'm new to this cooking thing, you guys. First, we're going to mix together our dry ingredients. The idea is that however much wet ingredient you're using double or triple the amount of dry ingredients. So you'll kind of see what I mean in a second. So I just kind of eyeball an amount. I think this recipe is a little bit different every time I make it, honestly. Just like eyeball. I promise you I wash my hands too. So I have the coconut and the salt in there. I'm going to add some oats. Maybe 3 fistfuls. And then I just mix it up with my hands. This is literally just all eyeballed. The great thing about this and the reason you shouldn't be worried about measuring things is because first of all, you're not baking anything. And second of all, it's such an adaptable recipe that honestly, if you look at the end result and it looks a little bit too dry, you can add some wet ingredients. If it looks a little bit too wet, you can add some dry ingredients. It's very easy to like tweak it kind of as you go. Now you have your dry ingredients. That's about the mixture that I go for. Visible amounts of coconut, quite a bit of oatmeal. Almost half and half, leaning more towards more oatmeal. Now what I'm gonna do, make a janky maple syrup. This is not gonna be syrupy in any way. What I do, I just take a bunch of brown sugar, like that much. So a decent amount of brown sugar. And then I just add a little bit of water and I'll stir it up until you don't see any like lumps of brown sugar anymore. And the last ingredient we're gonna add is peanut butter. And nope, I'm not gonna wash this spoon off. I'm just gonna put it right in the peanut butter jar because I'm a baller. So you want quite a bit of peanut butter. The peanut butter is really what's gonna make this stick together. Peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, whatever butter floats your boat. Peanut butter is the cheapest and I think the only one I can find in China. So we're going with peanut butter. And so you're just gonna wanna like press down on it with a spoon. It's gonna feel like, oh my god, this is never gonna mix together. What the heck are you doing right now? But trust me, there will hit a point where like you've just folded it around and pressed it in so many times that it will incorporate. So let's do some fast motion movie magic.
The Pope takes a poop and the President too, and the fancy Grand Banker in his 3-piece suit, the big fat general and all of his troops. The truth of the matter is everybody poops.
Alright, that's a good consistency. You just kind of eyeball it. Okay, now we're going to mix the wet ingredients in with the dry ingredients. Classic baking move. Okay, one thing I also want to do is, because I don't like to waste stuff, I want to put a little hot water in this, make like a peanut butter water mixture in here. Real janky like, just so that I'm not wasting peanut butter. Okay, that's good. Now you're going to do exactly what you thought you were going to do. Mix it all together. And it should look fairly crumbly. More dry than wet, obviously, because there's less wet ingredients. Personally, I like it to be more of like, as close to a granola bar kind of a texture as I can make it, rather than like a cake pop texture, like a really moist, like desserty type thing. That's not really what I'm going for. I'm going for like something that's going to satisfy my hunger really quickly. These are awesome for hikes. Seriously, this is like a lifesaver on a hike. They really do last and hold their shape like without refrigeration. That's the mixture you want. Now we're gonna form them into balls. Now what you're gonna need is some more coconut. So I'm just gonna pour some of that coconut stuff in the bottom of this. And then I have a Ziploc bag. Well, this is just like a Chinese brand knockoff of a Ziploc bag, because this is what I'm going to store my balls in. I also have clean hands. I highly recommend that you clean your hands before you do this, because you're gonna be using them. So you're just gonna take whatever size you want the balls to be, maybe like a tablespoon size. And you know what I'm finding out is these are actually a little bit stickier than the ones I usually make. I think I made them a little bit more moist. You could go even drier than this. This is like stickier than I usually go. So it'll still stick together even if it's drier looking than this. I have that ball, and then I'm going to roll it in the coconut. And I'm doing this for 2 reasons. It'll keep the balls from sticking together. No one likes their balls sticking together. Secondly, it gives it some more coconut flavor. So I just covered it in coconut. I'm gonna pop it in the Ziploc. Yum! That's easy. You just do it over and over. If you want to add anything to these, a really common thing that people add to energy balls are chocolate chips. You can definitely make these more like dessert-like. I'm trying to make them more of a quick snack type of a thing. And also I wanted to give you one more tip about rolling them. A lot of times when you have cookies or like, you know, you're trying to roll a ball out of something, you like do it between your hands. Don't do that. Just kind of like push it together. Don't roll it because it'll just crumble and make your hands super messy. This has been making consistent like a good dozen. I think I like the texture better when they're a little colder, but they are really good just like straight out the oven. They're not baked. No, they're not out the oven. It's just a phrase. Oh, you know what I was just thinking? You could put cranberries in these too. And if you don't like coconut, you can totally replace the decimated coconut stuff with like oat flour or flaxseed powder, or I mean, you could replace it with regular flour too if you wanted to. Just make sure there's some other flavor in there to like give it some oomph, like some vanilla. Get creative and send me a picture of your hangry ball creation. It's a hangry ball revolution. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of my concoctions that I've created over the years, like chickpea cookie dough, that's another one I really like to make, let me know, because I'm totally open to doing cooking videos in the future. This channel is my personal playground, so welcome. I just did some prep work for a video. Can't decide if it should go up this Sunday or next Sunday, but it's about the laziest, cheapest Halloween costume idea that I can possibly think of. It's gonna be good. Thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the hangry balls portion of this video. I brought them on our Great Wall hiking trip, and people were like, you need to put the recipe online. And I'm like, it's like the easiest thing ever, as you guys saw. So comment below if you plan on making them. Check out all my links down below, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye!